Hello, Sun Prairie Area School Board members. My name is Chris Sadler. I'm the Director of Human Resources for the Sun Prairie Area School District. And tonight, on December 5th, 2022, I'm providing you with an overview of a proposal and recommendation focused on our hourly staff wage study. And it's an update from the wage study. We know that back in July of 2022, so not very long ago, the Hourly Staff Compensation Committee proposed adjustments to specific hourly roles based on a wage study that was conducted with QTI and using Forecast 5 data focused on the base wages of each specific hourly role. We also approved back in July a move forward with our internal comparables using local experience to try to get people back in line based on their experience locally within their positions. And then also there was a third phase that has to do with recognizing outside work experience, which that work is still ongoing in that phase. The reason that I'm coming to you tonight with a proposal for and recommendation for approval is around looking at the specific phase 2 of that wage study back from July. If you remember, back then when we saw the base wage adjustments, those were based on a look forward to July 2020 or January of 2023 coming up in just about a month. And that showed that there were certain roles within our system that were considered low in comparison to the wage study base wage. And then what we did with that was we created a 3-year rollout, knowing that those base wages, if those increased by, say, 99 cents each year for the next 3 years, anybody in that role would get 33 cents more an hour on top of whatever we approved at for our cost of living increase within our hourly staff. And that was going to be rolled in over a 3-year period, much like other employee groups that we have in the past. But there's a reason that I'm coming to you tonight, and that is to propose and recommend that we approve actually moving forward with years 2 and 3 and making sure that those base wage adjustments are actually done in January of 2023, so in about a month. And the reason that we're coming to you with this is we've realized that knowing that wages are still continuing to increase in both private and public roles, especially in our hourly wages, we know that those wages, again, were based on look forward into January of next month. And if we get to a point where we're 3 years down the road and we approve that and we continue our approval from July of 2022, that by the time we get to the end of those 3 years, we're going to be behind again in those hourly roles. So again, the recommendation tonight is to actually move forward and provide all base wage adjustments that were considered for 2022 and 2023 beginning in January, and kind of letting our current compensation model take over from there, so then we can continue keeping up with our private and public counterparts in those same hourly roles that we have that you'll see out in the community. Because again, if we wait till year 3, we're a little concerned that we're going to be behind and we're going to be doing another wage study. As we go through this situation report or school board report, you're going to notice that what I talked about was saying that, yes, we understand this is a 3-year plan to connect with other plans that we've done in similar fashions when we've had a wage study. This one is a little different just because of the time we're in, but also because we want to make sure that to stay current with our competitive labor market, this is also a lower amount of total adjustment needed in comparison to other employee groups. And we'll talk about that in a second. And then this group also has waited the longest for wage study because, as you can see throughout the report, I do mention that other employee groups, the administrators, the professional educators, and our administrative support have already gone through these wage studies. And most of them are now finished with that. And now we're on to this hourly staff. And we feel like with the market we have now, with the lower amount of total adjustment needed, it just makes sense to kind of move forward into January of 2023. So again, the total cost of this recommendation is $182,000 to bring those recommended base wages beginning in January of 2023. which means it's about $91,000 per year that we were budgeting forward into 2023-24 and 24-25. Again, this is a much lower total than the other adjustments, so it just makes sense that we move forward as quickly as we can in order to continue to keep competitive, especially within the hourly wage market. So on behalf of the superintendent, the director of human resources, myself, we recommend approval of the recommendations as outlined regarding the hourly staff wage study conducted in the spring of 2022 and combine the second and third year of adjusting base wages and implementing the full base wage change in January of 2023. These adjustments are fiscally sustainable. I want to go back up just really quickly and also say that there is a link to the school board agenda from July 11th of 2022 when this was first passed. If people want to go back and review what was approved back then and see how it connects with this recommendation now. Thank you for your time and have a good night.